This is my American dream and journey. The main reason why I applied for the Mandela Washington Fellowship program in 2015 is simply because I wanted to reach the United States of America, and I also wanted to board a plane. I had never stepped on the door of a plane, and I was just seeing America from the movies. So the Mandela Washington Fellowship program was my golden opportunity. The reason why I've made this video is to inspire, motivate any person applying for the Mandela Washington Fellowship program, any other fellowship or scholarship programs, because it doesn't come that easy. I had spent 21 days in the cafe filling my application, and I didn't have a personal laptop or smartphone to help me out. And I could leave the cafe very, very late, at around midnight. And I was paying around $5 on a daily basis to the attendant because of using the internet and the space. But that is a fee that I could pay for the rest of my life. Why? Because I was seeing my American dream. Can you imagine? You are lucky if you are watching this video to this point, and you will be blessed if you watch it to the end. Because personally, I didn't have any person to guide me, and at that time, the YouTube knowledge about researching on anything was zero, and there weren't any YouTube videos by then to guide us on how to make a successful application. With a lot of excitement and dreams that I knew I'm going to the United States, after a few months, to cut the long story short, I received a very sad message that I wasn't selected. And honestly, it hurt me, and I was heartbroken. Because my dreams, my money, and my dreams of reaching the United States had hit on the bedrock of disappointment. Can you imagine? For the next 3 years, I did apply for the fellowship. Again, I didn't apply, but I didn't give up. I went back on the drawing board, and I kept on doing good for my community, improving my life, and also bettering myself. And I could do all that because I knew one day I will reach America through the Mandela Washington Fellowship program, meaning my dream was still alive. Why? Do you not go into the United States without paying any money? Without paying for visa application? You don't pay for any flight ticket, accommodation? That is the greatest gift or miracle God can ever give you. Because I've seen so many rich people who can't get the United States visa. And on top of that, the United States gives you a stampede. That is money to support you while you are in America. Now, in 2019, I had done a lot on ground as a teacher, and I'd amassed enough experience, exposure, and confidence that I said, this year, I must apply for the Mandela Washington Fellowship program. Surely, I must reach America, because that was my dream, the American journey, the American dream. To cut the long story short, by the grace of God, backed by the proper preparation, again, guys, mark my words, backed by proper preparations, I knew that this time, I must make it to America through the Mandela Washington Fellowship program. And this time I had a laptop, a smartphone, data, and I was 100% prepared to launch my American dream journey for the second time and the last time after 3 years of improving myself. To cut the long story short, when I applied for the second time, because I did it from an informed point of view, but I didn't get any support, but because I was more informed and prepared, this time by the grace of God, I received an email inviting me for the interview because I had made it to the semi-finals. So guys, also mark that. Always, if you make it, you have to receive an email. What does that mean? Always check your email. You can either check your emails or check your spam message. And a few months later, I went for the interview, and in the interview I was very confident. I knew it that I must go to America. I met the panel of people. They asked me so many questions, but I was confident. And one of the things that I would also encourage any person who is applying, always be authentic, be real, be yourself. In most cases, the first 10 seconds or 20 seconds can give you a green light or a red light. So guys, prepare yourself always. A few months later, guys, I received one of my best emails ever. I've never received that email in my life. And what was the email saying? Congratulations, Okwari Peter. You have been selected to participate in the Mandela Washington Fellowship Program 2020. That day, that night, I didn't sleep. I started calling myself an American. I remember even my accent started changing. That same time I started using American English. You get it, members? So that's the way how things were. Now, a few months later, something tragic happened, and that was COVID-19. That's the day when I realized that the ancestral spirits are still following me. But I was very positive, and I said, whether COVID has come, COVID hasn't come, I must make it to America. Because this was my time. But I asked myself again a simple question. Why COVID? Why does it come now when I've been selected to go to America? But I didn't lose hope, members. And what is that? That is called resilience. So in whatever you do, you have to be resilient. And again, the fellowship looks for resilience. Isn't it, guys? I remember that time we had a virtual fellowship. It hurt me. But again, from the virtual fellowship, I learned how to use the internet, how to communicate on the internet, and I was at the University of Georgia. That's the time when I also opened up this channel, this YouTube channel, Teachers TV Africa, because I got the confidence. And that's the time when I also made my first YouTube video called The Education We Need versus the Education You Want, which was also selected as the best at the University of Georgia. Hope you understand the nature of the person who's speaking to you. So we made a video on how to make a successful application. You can find it in the link above here. You can find it in that link. And it contains a lot of things that have helped over 50 applicants to be selected. After a year, luckily enough, the US government put a narrow window to take just 200 fellows that had participated in the virtual fellowship to the United States. And I said, my American dream is still alive. I must be among those 200. I remember applying. We had to apply. There's 700 fellows from Africa. We had to apply. And when I applied, by the grace of God, I was selected among the 200. And this time, my American dream had come to reality. So guys, if you have reached this point, I would like you to share. What have you picked from this simple and humble story and background? Kindly share your comment in the comment section below. And again, if you have not subscribed, also consider subscribing to Teachers TV Africa. The main thing is yet to come. I'm going to share the thing that you shouldn't do and the thing that you should do. But again, if you need more guidance, kindly watch the video that we made in 2021 about how to prepare a successful application. And also subscribe, like, and share this video if you have been influenced in any way. So these are some of the don'ts that you shouldn't do if you don't want to be rejected. One of the don'ts is don't use AI to make for you the application. Why? Today so many people are using the AI, but the United States government and other agencies have a lot of sophisticated machines that can detect that this application was filled in using AI. Another thing, don't copy other people's work. Be original. You find that today so many people copy content from those people who are successful, but the moment you do that, just know it that you will be tracked and you will be rejected. Now guys, one of the things that I told you, I didn't make it through the first attempt. It was my second attempt even after 3 years of preparations. But don't lose heart. If you're selected, kudos. If you're not selected, prepare yourself and give it another mega try. or another mega shot. Don't lose hope, meaning don't give up. Another thing, don't think that this fellowship is a walkover. There are so many people who prepare for it. Imagine waking up from your bed and you go for a marathon whereby you have never participated or practiced. Can you win people who have been practicing? There are people who have been preparing themselves over and over. So kindly, if you don't make it again, just prepare yourself and don't think that there is anything that fellows pay. There is nothing that you pay apart from the US government paying you if you make it. Another one, don't give shallow responses. You find that people ask questions majorly essays, and the word is essay, but you find people giving just highlights, just bulletins, and they think that they can make it. Kindly give responses that can enable a person understand you. Another, don't submit before you get a person to proofread through your work. Or you can only submit like how I did. No one proofread my work, but I submitted because I was 100% sure that I'm going to make it by the grace of God. So you can only submit if a person has not read your work, if you're 100% sure that you are going to make it. But if you're not that sure, kindly get people to proofread. Even if you're sure, it is better for you to get people to proofread. Why? Whenever people proofread, they will see mistakes, they will advise you, they will guide you on how to improve on your essays than just submitting. And it's no crime. It's not a crime for people to proofread. I've seen so many people applying. They start applying in the morning. In one day, they have applied and submitted. Your chances of making it, if you have that mentality, are very, very minimal. Another thing, don't forget to press submit. I know of a friend who did everything and they forget to press submit. When you complete your application, try to press submit and submit. And again, after submitting, go in your email, you will receive a message. If you don't receive any message, just know that something somewhere went wrong with your application. So don't forget to press submit. And then remember that this is not a scholarship, it is a fellowship. So many people apply thinking that it is a scholarship. This is a fellowship for leaders where you are taken to learn so many things. So it's not a scholarship. You can use this opportunity to network for fellowships or for scholarship when you're there, because you will be with the right people. So guys, this is a fellowship, not a scholarship program. And again, this is a learning opportunity, not a funding opportunity. Other people think that if they go to America, they're going to come back with bags and bags of money. Oh my. And then another important thing, when you make it, don't hide in America. Come back and transform our lives. Come back and transform Africa. Don't hide in America. Don't hide in America. So with that, I believe you have it. And currently, I'm going to share with you the do's, the things that you must do in order to succeed. But again, as I said earlier, we made a video on how to prepare a successful application. You can search it on our channel or in the link that I provided below or at the end screen. So kindly watch this video to the end. Now, the things that you have to do. The first thing is choose your track wisely. There are 3 tracks: the civic engagement, the public engagement, and the business engagement or the business track. So basically, those tracks, you have to choose them wisely. And we made a video about that, basically about the tracks on how to choose the right track. Now, in order again to make it, just tell your story. Be original and tell the truth. Don't lie. Be original. Tell your story. Tell the truth, because the readers of your application just want to see you in your write-up. So tell your story. Don't tell someone's story, and don't talk about so many things that are not coordinating to your track or to what you want. Another thing that most people don't do, make enough research. Guys, you can't be selected if you have not made enough research. Make enough research. And watching this video to this point is one factor that you are committed to making research. Make enough research about how to prepare a successful application. You might be having good English, you might be having all the qualifications, but if you don't know what it takes to be selected, you might miss the opportunity. Then the other thing is knowing that other people also need this opportunity. So give it your best. Give it your utmost best. Whenever you are answering a question, knowing that you are answering a question and over 1 million or thousands of people all over Africa are answering that question. So what makes your question outstanding? Then just know it, if you want to make it easily, know that your application should be showing us how are you solving problems in your life, in your community, and in other people's lives. How will this fellowship support you to solve problems on a larger scale and in a more simplified way? Then another thing that you should do, use your email, not a friend's email. I know of a friend who used a friend's email, and by the time they sent the friend the email, this guy didn't receive it because they sent it to another person, and this person didn't know. So guys, opening up an email costs you no cents, so you use your email. And then another thing on the email, after submitting, always check your email and check the embassy pages. Check the American embassy pages, majorly from your country. Check them because they will always share that maybe the semi-finalist list is out, this or that is out. I know of a person who applied and was selected to go for the semi-finals, but this person, the email didn't come in their inbox. The email went to the spam, and simply because that they were not checking their spam, they missed out the opportunity. So guys, don't forget that. In your application, tell the readers how your participation into the fellowship will transform your community. How will it bring more solutions to people's lives in your field? Then when it comes to education, just know that it's not all about how educated you are. Any person can apply, whether you are not that educated, as long as you can speak English and you can write English. The main thing is, what have you done in your community? What have you done in your spaces? What have you done in other people's lives? Which solutions have you put on table? So the fellowship is 100% fair. There is no tribalism, no politics or political affiliation attached to it, no religious affiliation, no sexual orientation, no racial orientation or affiliation, no financial background. Whether you have money or you don't have money, you can apply and make it. I kept this for those ones who are going to watch up to this point. And what is that? The essay area. One of the main reasons why so many people don't make it is on the essays. Just be good at telling your story. And in all the essays, don't just focus on your personal life. Focus on what you're doing. How is it going to influence and impact people's lives? An example, are you resilient enough? How did you go through the COVID using the resilient ways? You find that so many people always talk about themselves. They don't know how to overcome conflict. Personally, I remember in our community, we didn't have where we were dumping garbage. And I remember getting my community members and I told them, that was in 2013, I told them we don't have where we were dumping garbage. And garbage was all over the area. So what we did, I mobilized the community members. At that time, I was still very young, in my early 20s. I went to the chairperson of my community, I mobilized members, and I also wrote to our division, like the city council. And I got over 80 people, 80 plus. We cleaned the entire community and they brought for us trucks and they took the garbage. So what does that mean? Instead of complaining or instead of saying that I didn't do anything or the community looks bad or blaming the government, blaming other people, blaming the local leaders, I got a solution which was applicable and we managed to clean the community. And up to now, we have never received such garbage because everyone became responsible. So that's one way how I was a resilient leader at that age. I was not a chairperson, I was not on the board of the local leaders, but I was a mere citizen who saw the challenge and I looked for solutions. So in this application, it's all about showing how are you a solution? How are you resilient? I remember we were making a live session about the Mandela Washington Fellowship. You can watch it in our live feed. You go on our page, this same channel, and watch it in the live sessions. And along the way, electricity went off. And people thought that we were going to stop the live. And I told them, I'm a resilient leader. As long as you can hear me, as long as I have internet, you can hear my voice. All you need is my voice, not my face. And we continued the live. So those are the things that can show that this person is resilient. And resilience has nothing to deal with money. Whether you have money, it has nothing to deal with money. Resilience has nothing to deal with positions. Whether you are elected, you are just a member in the community, it has nothing to deal with that. And again, that's the same thing with leadership. You shouldn't be elected to be a leader. You can't be a leader in your capacity. So guys, this application is purely looking for leaders. You can't be a classroom teacher, but a leader. You can't be just a person in the community, a farmer, but when you are a leader, don't think it is for politicians only. It is for people working in the government. It is for any person who is resilient and who has the gene of leadership. I believe you have learned something. If you have learned something, however small it might be, from this session, don't forget to like, subscribe, share your comment where you're watching from. Or this session can be used anytime in any application, the Mandela Washington Fellowship program, any scholarship or fellowship. So use this information and don't forget to always visit Teachers TV Africa. If you're a parent, you can also visit our Rika Rhymes and Vibes channel. I'm a teacher with Vibe. Kindly visit our Rika Rhymes and Vibes channel if you're a parent or a teacher. See you then. I love you. I'm Teacher Peter. May God bless you. Mwah. See you in America.